Here. Mr. Hook-Rattle.
Here.
Mr. Moore.
Here.
Mr. Shook.
Here.
Dr. Walter.
Here.
Can you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item D, recognition. We have some special guests with us this evening. The board is recognizing our state champs, the girls softball team. Mr. Hook-Rattle?
Yeah. Seeing as Dr. Johnson is out of town, and I'm not sure, I think our athletic director might be at the soccer game currently. So, yeah, I want to, it's kind of weird to do it this way, right? But I want to spend a minute and girls, come on up here.
Everybody?
Yep.
Have a round of applause first.
Yeah.
Jim, see, she has their, she's supposed to have their patches that they were supposed to get tonight. Face, oh yeah, you can face the board. Yeah, so this is your state championship softball team. I got through that without cracking my voice, and yeah, it was quite a run. I think I've told the story a few times, right? Like at one point in the season, we were 11-6, just kind of bouncing along, seeing what was going to happen. Talked a lot about just continuing to trust the process. Some folks went out and bought some Lucky Charms for whatever reason, maybe because their coach said, "Go eat a bowl of Lucky Charms, and maybe our luck will change." We were playing well at those times. I think we were losing games by a run or two. And the rest is really history. I think we lost one game after we started eating Lucky Charms. We made a heck of a run through the tournament. Our last 5 games were against teams that were ranked in the state. The last was the most important one and the most enjoyable one. Finished the season 24-6. It's gonna be sweet. This is what I told you guys. I'll say it in front of all these folks, man. And this is what chokes me up. 25 years from now, this district is going to invite you back here, right? It's going to probably be a home football game, a home basketball game. You're going to be able to introduce your kids to this group of players that you played with. And nobody can ever take that away. You represented your school well, your community well. I couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be prouder as a board member, but hell, you know all of me. You know I couldn't be prouder as your coach, right? So, I don't know if Mikey or Elise have anything to say.
Courtney, stop crying.
I know, you got me all worked up too, I'm telling you. Went away.
And here's what I'll say, right? Like I think a lot of the passion that Mike and I have for this sport, it shows, right? You guys know how much we care. We talk about that just as much as we talk about the ability to backhand a softball, right? How important that is. You know, I was talking to some a soccer parent just tonight about getting kids to buy in. You know, and I'm like, we have a bunch of kids that play different positions on their teams that are when they're not playing for school, and they have to buy into the position we ask them to play for the school team. And it might not be where they love to play, but they have a job to do. And again, I think one of the other cool things about it, and again, this is something you get to tell your kids, every single one of you get to tell your kids for as long as you can tell the story, every single one of you got in that state championship game. Not a lot of teams can say that. All 15 of you got on that field, which is awesome. In a game that was 5-3, it wasn't a freaking, 12-0 blowout, and we were partying after the third inning, right? We had to grind and grind and grind to win that game. So, congratulations.
I will say something. So that goes, and I believe there was 3 girls that started the year before that kind of lost their spot, and we found roles for everybody, and that could have turned south very quick. Girls losing their spot, And then, you know, you had someone that hit for us basically the whole year. And, you know, we had to have a conversation with her that, you know, if you're not gonna hit, you're gonna play a position. And then she, you know, she took it like a champ and came up and had the biggest hit in the state championship game.
Right.
She got a chance to get herself in at bat, which she didn't, and, pretty much throughout the goal, and came up and had huge hit.
All right, so I'm going to introduce each of them by name. That way it's on record. And then we'll get a picture and we can be done. Because I could stand here for the next 45 minutes.
Take your time, we're proud of them.
All right, first up here we have Ray Bader. Ray is now a junior for the team. We have Susie Schultz. Susie is a junior as well. Alexis McCoy. Alexis is a sophomore on the team. Kobe Weaver. Kobe's a sophomore. Macy Wallenberg was one of our 2 seniors, so she's now in the job force, working hard. Emmeline Canet is a junior in the program. Brooklyn Brockman, as well, one of our outgoing seniors, doing the same thing Macy's doing, living life, right? Don't have to get up at 7 in the morning anymore. Pretty nice, huh? Allie Johnson's a sophomore on the team. Ellie Bueller, sophomore on the team. Hayden Brunty, sophomore on the team. Peyton Hookrattle, senior. Macy Buskirk's a senior, and Lacey Hayes is a junior. So we only lost our 2 seniors. A lot of people say, well, you just go back and do it again. We have to start from scratch. So we'll see. We got people coming in. We got people that need to step up. We got roles to be filled. And I know one thing. Give them hell, right? All right. Anything you guys have to say to the board? Board members, anything you have to say to the
We'll see you back here next week.
Exactly.
See, I tell you, everybody
Exactly.
thinks.
Work hard and bring it back home again.
Expectations are high.
Awesome.
If not, we might have another coach if you don't win again.
Hey, we know there's one thing in that high school gymnasium that we haven't done in a long time, right? We know what that is. Huh? What is it? What is it? What haven't we done in a long time? Anybody? We haven't won the league. Right? So we got
I was saying something.
what? What were you saying?
Nothing.
Oh, good. Good.
Lex, we were on the same page.
All right.
Remember all.
Why don't you get you can just stand right there, kind of get into maybe 2 rows.
You wrote it, this is not too
You
good.
need to get in there too, you might.
Come on, Mike, you get up here.
Here, I'll go around.
No, you're short. This is bad.
Hayden tried to sneak in the back row.
No. Let's on your, I thought it's on your shirt. What shirt you got underneath there?
It's an okay.
It's an okay.
We'll keep me.
Not my mom.
But I did that one time.
Can you stop popping your gum in my ear?
Yeah, we were supposed to get your patches today.
She's on the way.
Yeah, she's on her way. She just texted me.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she was hanging. She had.
Okay, hang tight. There'll be a refreshments. Yep, and we'll give them to you at refreshments,
Okay.
which will be in like a couple of minutes.
2
So,
minutes.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
yeah.
Okay.
Just go ahead and
Thank
sit
you.
back down.
Yeah. Usually start choking up. You look at
I know.
on the same darn way.
Item E, public participation. We set aside time during our meeting for public participation. Do I see anyone here for public participation?
Yep.
Okay, please come forward, state your name, your address.
Jonathan Espinez, Thurston Village Council, Baltimore, Ohio. Here again this month to again encourage school board participation in community action, community growth. You know, meetings with Jeff Biggs, meeting with Thurston Council, meeting with Baltimore Council to plan for the future of the village, those schools. I can't encourage you guys enough to attend with us to begin planning the future of the school district here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, then we move on to refreshments. So we'll adjourn for just a few minutes and have snacks in the back. If you could grab Adam, we're ready for Adam. Work fast, we're ready for you. Adam Leaf is here for the transportation update.
Hello. Hi, Mike.
He's probably on, he's muted.
Okay, we've had a pretty good start to the year this year. I would probably say, I don't know, if Tim Harris would agree with me, but I think we've had one of the best starts we've had since I've been here. Believe it or not, since then, we haven't started with a normal year routing. I missed the first part of the first year I was here. The second year, we kind of moved in with trying to fix the VersaTran system. Then we went to COVID spacing. Right when I thought we were going to get a break to roll everything over, they shut 2 main highways down. So for the first time, we've been able to roll all of our routing over and not really have to start from scratch. So there was a lot less confusion in the beginning of the year, and I really didn't field any calls the first week of parents not knowing what was going on or what buses we were putting kids on. So we had a really good start. This year, we're looking like right at 900 kids that we transport for all of our buildings. We're doing it with 9 buses. 3 of them are still the propane units. The rest are the diesel-powered Cummins units that are going to be our new spec from here on out. 3 of our spec ed vans are running this year. The new ones went into service 3 weeks ago, and I was able to put it in a route that's back. So we've used that van more on golf trips this year than we've used the other vans combined. So we make sure that van's back, and it's taking the golf team probably once or twice a week now. So we're able to utilize that, not a bus. We're servicing 10 schools this year from spec ed to Fairfield Eastland Career Center. Our schools, our total count this year, 10 schools. We're running 1,100 miles a day, and we did about 30,000 additional miles in trips last year. So, which that was up about 4,000 from the year before. Our maintenance program, we're still doing maintenance for the fire department and all of Walnut Township school buses, some of the police departments still, and Walnut Township trustees, we do all their road vehicles. Other than oil changes now, because they got some new management, he's able to do that, but some of his bigger maintenance we take on for them now. If you go up behind our building, when you're back at Land Lab and look, we're not starting a junkyard. We've just kept a couple of the old buses that we just can't get parts, aren't available, so we're kind of pillaging what we can off of those buses till there's nothing left of them, then we haul them off. So we're about done with one back there, but those have saved us tens of thousands of dollars just letting Troy take parts off of them that we need weekly. The biggest news that we're going to have this year is our map upgrades ready. So I kind of pushed it off a little bit so we weren't dealing with a map upgrade, a learning curve at the beginning of the year. So here within the next month, they're going to implement our new maps, which will have addresses, because I don't have addresses for, like example, the new houses that are built out by the bowling alley. I don't have those addresses. Leonard Road's address where they go up and down, those aren't correct to what we have. Anything that's new build, we can get roughly around it, but it's just not right. And I think our last map upgrade was 2015 when that was implemented, maybe. So it works, but we direly need to move forward with something better, especially with all the new builds we have. That map upgrade will give our parents access to get on and look where their child, what bus they have. They don't have to call. They don't have to look at our Excel spreadsheet with the student ID number. They're going to be able to log into their, what do we call it, Final Forms portal. And they're going to be able to hit that link. It's going to take them to VersaTrans, and they're going to be able to look it up by their last name. So you could look up what Peyton's service address was, or where they were going. If you needed to make a change, you do it all right there. There'll be no more Google form of parents that just don't know that they're supposed to fill that form out. So I'm more excited for that part of it than the map upgrade, because that's going to streamline a lot more on the back end of it and be way easier for the parents to look up where their kids are going, what their schedules are, and that. So the only thing that doesn't give us is a GPS tracking, which is just, at that point for the buses, it's just too much money for what we get. So we're going to pass on it for now. That's it.
Any questions for Adam? How much, do you know how much the difference was for that GPS tracking?
It was tens of thousands of dollars. Dirk actually looked into it with a grant. And even if we were gonna get the grant, I was still iffy if it was gonna be worth it, and then the grant wasn't gonna work, so it was definitely out the window, but it's a substantial amount of money. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
3, we have discussion of and approval of the minutes. Oh, I don't need you for that.
So moved.
Sorry about that. I've got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Shook, second Mr. Hookrattle, to approve the minutes of the Liberty Union-Thurston Board of Education meeting held on July 30th, 2024. And this would also include the special meeting on August 12th, 2024.
Flip those.
Flip those. So the July 30th was the special board meeting, and the August 12th was a regular board meeting as printed. Ms. Boyer?
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Wolf.
Yes.
Monthly financial statements. Ms. Boyer?
All right, we have our monthly financial report. And on page 4 is our revenue, which it says it's 87,743 lower than last year, which that is kind of split between income tax, which I showed you last month had gone down for the first quarter at least. And the other was last year we received a large Medicaid reimbursement. So that's the reason for the lesser amount for the 2 months. And then on page, looks like it gave us 2 page 6s. If you go to the page with the interest, you have our interest, which is still up there, which makes me very happy. And then the last page is our where we are in the year at 17% of the year and where we stand with our revenues and expenses. Then you have our reconciliation. There's nothing exciting on it, which is good. And then you have our checks. So if you notice, the first page and a half are voids, and that was a USAS system error. So that's why there are a lot of voids. On page 3, towards the bottom, to David Price, check 103,456 for $25,100. That's the balance we owed on the locker room project. That was general fund. On page 4, towards the bottom, check 103,483 to Lighting Lockers LLC for $28,384. That's for the lockers for the new locker room. That came from the general fund. Page 5, towards the bottom again. 103,504 to Fairfield County ESC for $84,288.82. That's our first quarter payments for the attendance officer, gifted coordinator, speech therapist, high school and middle school monitors, and our curriculum coordinator. All of those came from the general fund. And then page 8, towards the bottom, 103,581 to DeVille Oxygen Company for $31,300. That was for a plasma table at $20,000 and a gas metal cutter at $11,300, and that came from the general fund. Page 9, towards the top, 103,591 Comfort Systems USA for $34,000. That's the last payment for the HVAC installed at the new locker room, and that was general fund. And that's what I have to check. Then you have our changes And appropriations for the 018, 200s, 300s. And our donations. 1,500 from Liberty Union Elementary School PTO to the elementary school principal. 300 from Ohio University to the high school musical. 450 from Ohio Two-Cycle Club to FFA. And then Now Church donated drawstring bags to the high school for an estimated value of $792.10. That's what I have.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Walters, second by Mr. Shook, to approve the monthly financial statements as presented above. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Hookrattle?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes. Number 5, new business financial, A, permanent appropriation adjustments for fiscal year 2025. Did you have any comments on that, Ms. Boyer?
No, it's just making beginning of year adjustments.
B, we have service providers, Minds of Math LLC, contract period 2024 through 2025 school year, mathematics professional development and instructional coaching, fee of $14,000. We have Summit Education Service Center 2024-2025 school year, the online LPDC form management system of $2,700. We have the Music Theater International, same school year 2024-2025. 3 performances at $12 per ticket, March 28th, 29th, and 30th. Orchestration royalties, so that's $4,680. We have the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, August 1st, 2024 through July 30th of 2025. Furnish educational aid services as determined by IEPs for identified students of our district who attend preschool and school age programs at Forest Rose School. And that's $19,135.85 per seat. Fairfield County ESC 2024-2025 school year, 250 course license in Novato, if I'm pronouncing that right, EDU, and that's $11,250. And Alexia, that's 2024-2025, 2025-2026, and 2026-2027 school year. Lexia Core 5 Reading Unlimited School Subscription and Power Up Literacy Student Subscription for a fee of $31,560. Item C, in lieu of transportation costs for the 2024-2025 school year, by resolution, the Liberty Union-Thurston Board of Education is it is declared impractical and unreasonable financial burden to provide student transportation by school bus to private and parochial schools outside the Liberty Union-Thurston School District. The board authorizes the treasurer to provide in lieu payments to the parent guardian of students attending these entities for the 2024-2025 school year. The parent guardian must make application for such reimbursement with the treasurer on an annual basis in order to receive payment. And the amount of payment is established by the Ohio Department of Education. Recommend approval. And we have the parents' name of Tim and Melissa Cryle, and we have 2 of their students, a 4th grade and a pre-K, both attending school of St. Mary's. Vote to approve new business financial.
So just a quick question on that. Lexia one, is that for all 3 years or is that? Per...
That's for all 3 years.
All 3, okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Hookrattle, second by Mr. Shook, to approve items in the new business financial section. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Yes.
Dr. Walter?
Yes.
Ms. Cato?
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle?
Yes.
6, new business personnel, employment. We have personnel would be Lindsay Fisher, permanent daily sub at the elementary school, 1 year finite, BA, step 0 per MOU with the LUTEA. That was board approved May 13th of 2024. Effective date 10 of 2024 through May 29th of 2025. We have Jackie Stoltz, van driver for the district, Ohio School for the Blind. Bus driver scale is step 1 year probationary period per OPSI Article 6.01, and effective date of September 6, 2024. Item B, extended days. We have Jill Palmer, high school science, extended days of 25, 3 days for change in assignment, and 22 days to support the biology class during a leave of absence. Certified substitutes, there's a list of those. We have the classified substitutes. We have several of those. Do I have a motion
So
to
moved.
approve? I will second the motion. So we have a motion by Mr. Shook, second by Mrs. Cato, to approve items in the new business personnel section. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle,
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
7, new business items requiring a separate vote. So we have classified substitutes. We have Jordan Moore. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Shook, second by Mr. Hookrattle, to approve Jordan Moore as the classified substitute. Ms. Boyer?
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Abstain.
Mr. Shook.
Yes.
Motion approved. And then we have Jamie Walter.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shook, second by Mr. Moore, to approve Jamie Walter as a classified substitute. Ms. Boyer?
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter.
Abstain.
B, 2024-25 athletic supplementals. We have, the categories I'm going first are winter sports would be Ty Boggs, basketball, 7th grade boys coach, level 4, step 1. Tyler Brem, basketball JV boys coach, level 3, step 4. We have Mike Brunty, basketball varsity assistants girls coach, level 3, step 0. Tracy Farmer, basketball 7th grade girls coach, level 4, step 3, and Alexis Cobb, basketball JV girls coach, level 3, step 1, and Justin Myers, basketball 8th grade girls coach, level 4, step 1. We have Fall Gabber Huber, football junior high cheer coach, level 7, step 0. And we have Spring Mike Brunty, softball varsity assistant coach, level 3, step 3. And Sean Hookrattle, varsity head coach, unpaid, level 2, step not applicable. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Shook, second by Dr. Walter, to approve the athletic supplementals. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Hookrattle,
Abstain.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato.
Athletic donations. We have $100 from the Baltimore Festival Association, Inc. to cheer. We have $1,041 from Baltimore Festival Association, Inc. to girls soccer. $500 miscellaneous car wash to cheer. We have $1,125 from the Baltimore K to cross country. $250 from Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan to cross country. $250 from Orthopedic One Inc. to cross country. $250 from Edward Jones to cross country. $500 from XC Veterinary Corporation to cross country. We have $1,000 from Kessler Heating and Cooling to cross country. We have $2,000 from the Ohio High School Athletic Association to the athletic department. $250 from, is it Greif?
Great.
Greif Inc. to cross country, thank you. And $1,272 miscellaneous car rush to football. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shook, second by Dr. Walter, to approve the athletic donations. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Shook,
Yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle.
Abstain.
New business other disposal. We have an item, it's a 2000 Ford Expedition. Just one of those. Truck was donated in 2017 with a Kelly Blue Book value of $2,000. Undercarriage is rusted, cracked manifolds, ABS brake, airbag, and engine lights are on exhaust system needs replaced, has a major antifreeze leak at rear of engine, is deemed unsafe to be used and will be disposed of for scrap value. That sounds like that needs to be disposed of.
There's a lot of life left in
Yeah.
that.
Item B, new policy. The number is to be determined, the athletic department facility use, fourth reading. We ready to read this one now?
Yeah, we'll get it.
Need a fifth reading on that one, so that will be your fifth reading. That takes us to
15, credit cards.
14. C, D, J, H credit cards. This is a second reading. There was just one small change on that for gratuities. We have handbooks, and this is the LU, is that the elementary handbook? Is that right? The LL? What handbook was that?
It's the English language.
English language, that's correct. Yep. Do I have a motion to approve new business other?
So moved.
Hold on. So
And
there,
reading out, yes. I just wanted that.
so there's two things on the athletic department facilities. I think that someone might need to talk to Janet. What I didn't see on here in the locker room space was,
What page you on?
sorry, this would be page 12 of 18,
Okay, thank you.
and it floats into page 13, is cheerleading. So I think they do have a designated locker room space based off of our walkthrough, but it's not on here. So I think we need to get that on here. Their designated space.
Which is downstairs.
It's the downstairs on the other side of the auditorium, yeah. So that probably needs added on here for designated locker room space. And then I think that it was a copy and a paste thing, but under the designated storage, on page 13, we say land lab. I don't think we store anything on land lab or boys and girls cross country, so I think it's just it needs just removed. I think it was a copy and a paste from the designated locker room storage. Does anybody know? Anybody?
Yeah, I don't know about the copy and paste, but I don't store anything.
That's what I think it's just an accident. It was just a copy and a paste and it ended up over here. But
There's nothing out in the shell routes, is there, or anything?
okay.
Yeah. I know there's a storage area back there, but
Yeah, I think the first, when I was looking through this the other day, one, we need to add the locker room for cheerleading, but then I think on the designated storage, which is the third table, that land lab thing needs omitted, because I don't believe there's any storage for those. So that's a couple of things we can,
Where'd you see land?
on page 13, down here, it says land lab.
Oh, there. You're saying that whole line needs to just come?
I believe so. I don't think there's any storage land lab for cross country. I think it was just
Yeah, I
an
think that-
accidental.
Do you think any of the other was supposed to be moved up?
No, I mean, I've looked through the storage. Storage looks accurate based off of what I know, other than the land lab one.
Did you have any other comments or anything else on that?
Just that we need to figure out where we're putting girls' track and softball. Because I did talk to the track coach who had said he's gonna be pushing hopefully for about 40 girls this year. And softball, we had our first meeting, we had 33 girls show up for softball. So you're at 73 kids that you're trying to cram into a small space. And you're doing it with 2 girls team. So just gotta keep working on it.
All right, so I have a motion by Mr. Shook. Do I have a second? By Mr. Moore to approve items in the new business financial section and removing, will be the item B, the athletic department facility use. We'll move that on for a fifth reading. Ms. Boyer?
Mr. Shook,
yes.
Dr. Walter,
Yes.
Ms. Cato,
Yes.
Mr. Hookrattle.
Yes.
Mr. Moore.
Yes.
We have 9 board policy first reading, EGAC-R telephone services. This is a first reading. We have B, which is JEFB, release time for religious instruction. This is first reading. Next, we have the school board tour of the elementary. Before we do that, will we have a need for executive session when we come back?
He said he had nothing.
Mike doesn't have anything.
Dr. Wilder, do you have anything for an executive? Ms. Boyer?
No, I don't.
Okay, so when we come back from the tour, we won't be doing any additional board business.
So do we want to do 11 before we do the tour?
We can. Do we have any other matters that may properly come before the board? Okay, seeing none, we will move to our tour.
When we come back, we're just gonna
When we come back, we'll just be
adjourn the meeting.
adjourn the meeting. Yeah.